The ultimate space bet. NASA and SpaceX are two of the biggest names in modern space exploration, but they are very different organizations. NASA is America's government space agency, while SpaceX is a private aerospace company founded by Elon Musk. Both are pushing the boundaries of what humans can achieve beyond Earth. NASA has been exploring space for decades, from the Apollo moon landings to the Space Shuttle program. NASA has played a major role in human space exploration. Today, NASA's Artemis program is focused on returning astronauts to the moon and eventually preparing for human missions to Mars. NASA SpaceX has changed the launch industry by developing reusable rockets. Its Falcon 9 system demonstrated that rocket boosters could be recovered and reused, helping make space launches more frequent and commercially. NASA's Space Launch System, or SLS, is designed for deep space missions and is part of the Artemis program. SpaceX's Starship is being developed as a fully reusable transportation system designed for missions to the moon, Mars, and beyond. NASA's mission is much broader than launching rockets. It conducts scientific research, planetary exploration, Earth science, astronaut missions, and deep space exploration. SpaceX focuses heavily on launch services, spacecraft, Starlink, and developing Starship for future space transportation. The moon is where they meet. Interestingly, NASA and SpaceX aren't simply competitors. NASA selected SpaceX to develop a Starship human landing system for Artemis lunar missions. Astronauts are planned to travel aboard NASA's Orion spacecraft and transfer to the Starship lunar lander for their journey to the moon's surface. NASA reusability versus traditional approach. One of SpaceX's biggest advantages is its strong focus on reusability. NASA's SLS, on the other hand, is designed around a different architecture for Artemis missions. The comparison shows two very different approaches to achieving deep space exploration. NASA sees Mars as a major long-term human exploration goal. SpaceX also has an ambitious vision of using Starship for Mars missions, but sending humans to Mars is far more difficult than reaching the moon, requiring advanced life support, enormous amounts of supplies, and reliable transportation. There isn't a simple winner. NASA has unmatched experience in government-led scientific and human space exploration, while SpaceX has pushed rapid development and reusable launch technology. In reality, their future may depend on cooperation as much as competition. The most exciting possibility is that NASA and SpaceX could work together to take humanity farther than ever before. NASA provides decades of exploration experience and scientific expertise, while SpaceX is developing new transportation. The power behind the rockets. NASA's SLS uses powerful RS-25 engines along with solid rocket boosters to generate enormous thrust during launch. SpaceX's Starship uses Raptor engines powered by liquid methane and liquid oxygen. These different engine technologies represent two very different approaches to building the next generation of launch vehicles. One of SpaceX's biggest achievements is making rocket reusability a major part of its launch strategy. Falcon 9 boosters can return to Earth after launch and be flown again. Starship takes this idea even further, with the long-term goal of making both the spacecraft and booster reusable. NASA has decades of experience operating scientific missions throughout the solar system. Its spacecraft have explored planets, moons, asteroids, and distant regions of space. NASA's scientific instruments and research programs have helped humanity understand both Earth and the wider universe. SpaceX has dramatically increased the pace of commercial orbital launches. Falcon 9 has become one of the world's most frequently used orbital launch vehicles. Frequent launches allow SpaceX to deploy satellites, deliver cargo, and support missions at a scale that was difficult to achieve with traditional launch systems, SpaceX is not only developing rockets, its Starlink satellite network has created a huge constellation of satellites designed to provide broadband internet from low Earth orbit. This gives SpaceX a major commercial space business alongside its launch operations. NASA's Artemis program is designed to establish a sustained human presence around and on the moon. The moon is being treated as an important testing ground for technologies, operations, and science that could eventually support human exploration of Mars. Mars is one of the biggest goals shared by the visions of NASA and SpaceX. NASA is developing scientific knowledge and technologies needed for future human exploration, while SpaceX's Starship is being developed with ambitious long-term Mars missions in mind. But safely sending humans to Mars remains an enormous. The biggest difference is their role. NASA operates as a government agency with scientific exploration and national objectives. SpaceX operates as a private company and must also build commercially viable businesses. Yet their goals can overlap, creating opportunities for partnerships instead of simple competition. Rather than asking whether NASA or SpaceX will win, the more interesting question may be how much they can accomplish together. NASA can provide scientific expertise, mission experience, and exploration goals, while SpaceX can provide launch and transportation technology. Their cooperation could accelerate America's future in space. NASA has the legacy, scientific expertise, and decades of spaceflight experience. SpaceX has introduced rapid development, large-scale commercial launches, and an aggressive approach to reusability.